Hey, what's going on, everybody? Got another issue of Video Watchdog. This is issue 36. I have something I'd like to play for you. Look at that. David Cronenberg, Val Lewton Collection, Nightmare on Elm Street 1 through 3. Anime, soundtracks, books, and retitling. It's got a price sticker on the cover. This is back when this was $6.50. Now, I got this issue for under $6.50. I got this from my comic shop online, they Clary. They got a pretty good selection. They got... Mm, mm, mm. Damn. They got there's like 168 issues or something like that. They got like 150. A couple of the early ones are missing, but one thing I've noticed about video watching is like certain things they cover for a very short while, they kind of dropped it. Like they covered anime for a very, very short while. I don't think Tim was really into it that much. Tim Lucas. It was Tim Lucas and Don Lucas created. It came out in Cincinnati. Inside front cover we got Gina Davis and The Fly and The Pod. Let's see. Give us a time frame on this one. 96. I don't think he knows this, but almost every feature arc I wrote between 1981 and 1980 was about David Cronenberg and his films. That's the best explanation I can give to why it's taken so long. 36 issues devoted issue to Video Watchdog to his films and ideas. Okay, was it still bi-monthly? Yeah. So 36 issues. This is 6 years in. Wow. Let's see what we got here. We got where are all these books come from? Your Future Noir, Necronomicon, Grindhouse, Men, Makeup, Shock, A Thousand Faces, Fragments of Fear. Oh man, David Warbeck. A lot of good stuff there. Linda Remay. Future Noir is the only one of these I've read more than once. Great book. If you're a Blade Runner fan, whoo. I'm having a little drink while I'm doing this. Just got through having dinner. It's a long day. I got the house to myself today, pretty much all day, so I'm doing a lot of filming. I decided earlier this week, you know what? I don't drink often. But when I do, I drink something good. So, my local grocery store had in Lazy Man Know Your Southern Pecan. Pecan ale. Pecan. I've always heard the nuts pronounced pecan. But then, growing up down in, right outside of Moss Point, there's a little community called Pecan. I don't think it exists anymore. I remember hearing the government paid everybody to live down there to move the fuck out after Katrina because the flooding was so bad. It was a very low-lying area. Like, you live there, your house has to be way the fuck up off the ground. Like, perfect example, my music teacher, Mr. Benefield, has now passed away, and his wife, he was my music teacher for about 2 years, and he led the choir at the church. My mom would too. I wouldn't say my parents, my dad never went. And his wife was the principal of my elementary school, like my 5th and 6th grade year. Their place was way the hell up in there, and they lived out in the Pecan area. Or Bayou, maybe Bayou Combs, okay. I'm talking about the differences between City of the Dead and Horror Hotel, which I want to say it's public domain because it's easy to find copies. How the non-US cut of Rumble in the Bronx is actually a better cut to find. Japanese import of the Stendhal Syndrome, which, man, remember when I first came to the US and Troma had it looked like ass. But check this out. Also available from Japan is Ilsa. It gives you all the information. $150. Roughly. A box of the notorious Ilsa films packaged with fascinating alternate Japanese titles. Ilsa She-Wolf, the SS, becomes Nazi Woman Prison, The Devil, a cozy actual test. Okay. Ilsa, Tigress of Siberia. Siberia, Women Prison, The Devil of the Lynch Masses. And Ilsa, Harem Keeper of the Oil Sheiks. Arab Women Prison, The Devil of the Harem. All three films are cut even Harem Keeper, which is previously released here on cassette in 2 incomplete versions. One favoring violence, the other favoring sex. It was about 4 minutes longer than the discontinued Image Entertainment Laserdisc. The films are presented full screen. They are optically censored as well as subtitle on the frame, which occasionally obscures the finer points of Diane Thorne's allure. The packaging is very nice, with each disc separately housed in its own color jacket and collected together in an illustrated slipcase. It says limited to 2,000 copies. Man, the Ilsa films. I mean, you can find bootlegs. It ain't hard enough, especially like rips of the Anchor Bay set. But man, these are just films like I heard a little bit about as a kid, like especially the first one. I heard about She-Wolf from older cousins and stuff, and people like that. Their older saw them to drive in. Never saw the videotapes anywhere, and kind of forgot about them when I was out of high school. I was in the military. I'd come home. I was going to visit a buddy of mine, and he lived with his grandparents, and his uncle lived next door. And his uncle's house was tiny, so he stored a lot of shit. And the grandparents also had a movie poster of them all. One of them was Elsa. She wolfed the SS. I'm like, holy shit. She goes, yeah, I got a VHS of it somewhere. I just got to find it. We never could find it. Then, never put out the box that I bought. Loved all three of them. That's it. Because it didn't have Tiger stuff here. It had Elsa the Wicked Ward, which is not an Elsa film. It's a Jess Franco Women in Prison film with Dan Thorne playing Greta. Linda Romay's in it. And then not too long after that, there was a pawn shop not too far from where I worked that I went in one day and they had just happened to have Elsa Harem Keeper of the Oil Sheiks Anchor Bay release all by itself, and they were wanting like $10. I picked it up and held on to that forever, and a friend of mine, Barden, loved it. She loved that movie. Back in the day, she loved exploitation, all this stuff, and then she got married and her husband made her get rid of everything, and I don't even talk to the girl anymore. I don't know. She's one of the people, I call them chameleons, where they become whatever they're around. Like, if she was around a lot of people that were just saying the country music, also she's heavy into country music. If she was around a lot of people that were, into this, where her husband went in exploitation films and all this stuff, and she became him. Whereas before then, she was kind of herself. I don't know. Reed Highlands. Amok, which I know nothing about. The Chelsea Girls. Is that that's a blah, 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 blah. Oh shit! Okay, this is the film. It was originally projected onto opposing screens to the accompaniment of the live Velvet Underground music. Chelsea Girls has been adopted to video by letterboxing the parallel footage of 1.55 to 1, cropping the two and film strips in half and bonding them together. The results obviously reflect some of the original's fluidity and spontaneity. It's still a singular viewing experience. The deeper one gets into it, the more determined one becomes to complete its trajectory. Video Search of Miami's copy is a few generations removed from a PAL broadcast copy, image is steep but slightly fuzzy, and the sound quality is simply awful. Someone in the chain between Channel 4 and Video Search Miami dubbed the film with their VCR control set to 5. Never do this. The self-monitoring designation recommended by VCR instruction manuals causes audio levels to automatically rise and fall according to the fluctuating sound input from your dub source. Any tape recorded at this level and search or recordable sound will compensate by amplifying the source volume during passages of silence, resulting in loud hissing. This phenomenon, while uncommon to Video Search Miami product, is frequent on these tapes. Not the best way to see this one, but at present the only way. $30, but you had to pay a membership fee. The data doesn't exist. It's I guess an Asian horror film. Okay. Darkman 2 and 3. Never seen them. Honestly, I don't remember much about Darkman 1. I ain't seen it in years. Easy Money, another Asian film. Highlander, the 10th anniversary director's cut. This is the so-called Euro cut of the film. Is it widescreen? Oh, it's Letterbox. Okay. It's closed caption, THX, $70. Jesus, the VHS is 20. Hotel of Fear, yeah. Percy! Is this the one about the guy getting his penis cut off? A naked man chased onto a non-existent balcony by the unexpected return of his lover's jealous husband falls his death on top of antiques dealer Edwin Anthony, who is delivering a chandelier downstairs. Edwin loses his manhood in the accident. Under the skillful scalpel of Dr. Emmanuel Whitbread, receives the world's first penis transplant. Yes, that is what I thought. Screamers. It's based on a Phil K. Dick thing. Tai Chi Master. Yeah, The Third Eye, another Video Search Miami. One would expect all the great horror films of the Italian Golden Age have been surfaced long ago, but this amazing find ranks where Ricardo Frida's necrophilic, the horrible Dr. Hickok, and Mario Baba sadomasochistic what? What is what called? What's called something else? The Two Deaths, I know nothing about that. Enemy Watchdog, Violent Jack, Dark Warrior, Burn Up, Iron, Idea Drone. David Cronenberg from Shivers to Dead Ring or something. Look at that. Okay, Cody, pause it right here. You can read this article. I'll hold up each page. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Shivers. Oh, man, I'm so glad that Vestron released that on Blu-ray recently. If you go back on the channel, I know I've done a review. I love that movie. It Came From Within. Rabid. Fast Company, one of the lesser-known Cronenberg films. The Brood. Scanners. Scanners is one of those that it's not what I expected. Because 81, I don't think I saw this in theaters. I really think Scanners was a home video, or a lot of films like that. If we didn't see them in theater, like they didn't happen to play anywhere near us, and near us meant as far east as Mobile, as far west as New Orleans, and as far north as Hattiesburg. Like, you know, or if it just happened to play on a night we couldn't get there because me and Mom with a lot of films, they had HBO, they had VCR, so he'd record. Oh man, I got your Scanners, you know, I got your video drum. Don't tell your mama. Yeah, here's video drum. Don't tell your mama. And speaking of video drum, 1982, so I was 8. So I hit video probably about 83, 84. So I was like 9 or 10 when I saw it. Dead Zone. One of the more you're getting to the more mainstream part stuff from Cronenberg here, you know. Dead Zone. The Fly. Look at the gun. I love the gun. James Wood, sorry. Dead Ringers. Then we get Cronenberg in the Flesh, compiled by Tim Lucas. All of David Cronenberg's films, The Skinners, ended with the physical deaths of visionary men. While this may seem redundant or dramatically disappointing, there's something inescapably personal and obsessive about the reputation and acclamation of these scenes. They document the way of all flesh. The following is a monogamous conversation with Cronenberg and his characters on their favorite subject, the flesh. New Cronenberg releases. Shivers on Canadian Video and Rabbit on Canadian Video for $20 a pop. That ain't horrible. Shivers, what's that, Japanese? I guess it's a laser. Yeah, for that price, it's got to be a laser disc. Dead Ringers from Criterion. Remember Criterion was like, oh man, fucking Criterion. Now you're like, fuck, man, it's gonna look good, but goddamn, they're going, you know, it's the Blu-ray, they're going $60. Fuck. The Bride with the White Hair. One of the few times I watched Monster Vision with Joe Bob was to watch up there. He showed like Bride with the White Hair 1 and 2. I've talked about it on here before. I was never the biggest fan of Joe Bob's Monster Vision because I was one of the people that had the movie channel back when he had his show on the movie channel. It was just like with Joe Bob's Driving, I think is what they called. And the films were uncut. Monster Vision, they were cut to shreds. You had commercials, and now you got Joe Bob's Last Driving on Shudder, which I love it. It's one of the main reasons I have Shudder. I have Shudder for that, and for when I want to see a horror movie, I go there. Right with the White Hair, good films. Tyson, I'm guessing these are laser. Yes, laser disc. Invaders from Mars, 86. Is that? Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, which are elite DVD releases, which at one time were really nice. And now, you know, I got 2 DVD releases of the original Elm Street, and I think I got it on Blu-ray somewhere. I have 3. I have the box set, which is put up. I have the New Line and Film, whatever they call it, which is weird. The first disc has got some kind of disc rot. Like, the first disc won't play at all, but the second one with all the extras ain't on anything else will play. And then just a save space on my shelves. I have the pack New Line put out where it's like, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's like on like 2 or 3 discs. I think they're flippers. It's one slimline, you know, one normal case. There's 3. Nightmare on Elm Street 3 for me. Like, goddamn, $40. Shanghai Tree. Okay, Strange Day. This is one of those that just seems to be forgotten. I'd never heard of it when this came out in 95. Wow, I never heard of it. And then, buddy of mine. Him and his then girlfriend, now wife, as far as I know. They might be divorced, who knows. I hadn't talked to him in quite a while. I don't talk to her. They would go once a month like a treat, you know, for themselves because they were broke. Yeah. She was in her senior year of high school, was 18. He was out of high school, a couple years older. He was a bricklayer back then for this preacher man and didn't get paid real great. And, you know, she didn't have any money. So once a month they go there to a dollar theater over in Biloxi called Silver Screen. I've mentioned it before. We used to go see Rocky Horror there. I saw Clerks. There's a lot of shit there. And they went there like, okay, we're going to see a movie. Never heard of Strange. Let's go see this. And he raved about it for like, it was like a year for this fucker hit video. They was like, oh, you guys see Strange Days, and went and rented it. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's set slightly in the future, and people can like record what they're seeing, hearing, and feeling on these chips. You put it on and wear these goggles and you experience it. And like people are using to make like snuff flicks, from what I remember. The Street Fighter, Return of the Street Fighter, and the Street Fighter's Last Revenge. All from New Line. I'm assuming these are probably the uncut ones. Yeah. Really great Sonny Chiba films. Really, really good. Chainsaw 2, the one from Elite. Oh, let's see here. Was there any extras? Seeing here, the film looks markedly different from the earlier Canon video transfer. It has been letterboxed to 1:9:1 with soft matte board in the top and bottom, resulting in edgier, more focused compositions. The image quality has been brightened, looking almost bleachy in some of the Keokla footage, but this decision brought certain nuances of the performance to the surface, along with certain jokes formerly buried amid the dusky art directions. Like the Beatles rejected Butcher cover for Yesterday and Today. The stereo track's limited score. Sorry, no Chainsaw Roar will surprise you from the rear channels. We've changed some pretty deadly sounding rock and roll from Rocky Ackerson, The Cramps, and others. The new mix sounds raucous when it's cranked up. In addition to the film, lead list includes the original theatrical trailer, an assortment of outtakes culled from a poor quality bootleg cassette of the original work. The footage, which amounts to 10 minutes and 2 seconds, divided into 2 chapters. The first of which shows Lifty admiring the chainsaws in his car trunk and taking covers as Sawyer's van rolls by, which much comical arguing between Drayton and Chop Top overheard. It's fairly meaningless. The second outtake, quite opposite, is a hilarious sequence to beat around with Sawyer's excursion. It opens with the argument continuing in the van as Drayton berates Chop Top for taking his dead brother's carcass on road trips. This is beginning to fall apart. Chop Top nibbles at one of the loose pieces, and Drayton slaps a blackberry off his head. "Don't mess with my Lou Reed leather look." Pulling to a parking garage, they find a pack of rowdy football fans trashing the cars of home team supporters. As the Boers surround the van for attack, Leatherface bursts out of the back with chainsaw blazing, and a grand Slovenian showcase. Heads are gruesomely bisected, arms are amputated, and the mayhem concludes with a severed hand giving everyone the finger. The sequence cuts back to Hopper dismantling the Sawyer's HQ with his saws. "Bring it all down! Bury the devil!" Then back to the Sawyers who decide to go to the movies. Cut to the enclosed stairwell where Joe Bob Briggs is in a post-movie going discussion with 2 women explaining how movie magic can fake the spectacle of a woman's breast being pierced by a power drill, until he is interrupted and not a moment too soon by Leatherface. The recovered Hopper scenes are redundant. The other sequence of outtakes is valuable recovery. Okay, Time Master. Yeah. Oh, it's one of those Charles Band Full Moon Kid movies. Yeah. The Val Luton Collection. And the Ghost Ship. Body Snatcher Cat People. Man, that's a big set. Jesus! How many pages they devoting to that? Shit. Then we get our soundtracks, Book Psychotronic Video Guide. I don't have that one. I had a later printing. That's the first print. I do not have that one. I have it later, and it's beat to hell. Matter of fact, I don't even know where my copy is anymore. And if you look on the Internet Archive, pretty much every issue of Psychotronic Video Guide is up there. It's not the best quality of them, but they're readable. Flesh and Blood. They Fought in the Creature Features by Tom Weaver, and Monsters, Mutants, and Heavenly Creatures by Tom Weaver. A letterbox. Videodrome, TV or not TV. I have a bee in my bonnet about the MCA TV version of one of my favorite films. Videodrome is currently being aired on the A&E network. Having read your recent article on Legend, which discussed the MCA TV version of that, and seeing Terry Gillen discuss the MCA TV version of Brazil at the American Museum of Moving Images, become a little crazed about what MCA has been doing to create TV versions of my favorite films. You briefly mentioned the alterations of Videodrome in a Watchdog news some time back, but didn't go in detail, and having recorded a copy, I felt obliged to do this. Unlike Legend, Dune, and Brazil, Videodrome is most popularly available in a correct final cut. The TV version, though 6 minutes longer while still missing some original footage, adds nothing to the quality of the work, and in fact detracts from it. And may be of interest only to those either extremely familiar with the film or its turbulent production history, as many of the added scenes indicate that Cronenberg was throwing in various thematic elements in every scene, not quite sure what's going to be cut or not. A cigarette motif becomes practically overdone, especially since central use of it, the burning of Nicky Brand's breast, has been completely eliminated. There are a couple of differences occurring throughout the film that I'll note only once. Howard Shore's music score has been slathered almost every second of the film, usually destructively. Much of the music is not the original score, although sounding remarkably like it in timbre, if not melody. All profanity, including PG level verge, have been eliminated from the original cut. Some pieces of additional footage feature the same words unedited. The Videodrome sequence has been completely bowrized, so the nudity and almost no violence is seen. The special effects sequences are all removed as well. What follows is a basic comparison of the difference between the MCA TV Videodrome and the same film released on MCA Universal Home Video. I'm providing the runtimes of each scene in the MCA TV version, followed by the runtime of the original director's cut to allow comparison of length. And a lot of, I ain't gonna read all that shit. Alternate version of Videodrome is no way improves upon the cut seen in theaters of the fully unrated Cronenberg cut found on MCA Universal Home Video. Personally, I think it's one of the few films that actually works better on video, not only for the added footage, but for artistic reasons. Footage is topped and tailed from the original, while interesting is basically unnecessary. However, a couple of added pieces might work out very well in the end product. And Tim talks about it. I feel compelled to inform Watchdog's everywhere that an NPA with no fanfare whatsoever has pulled a fast one on us by changing the definition word of the NC-17 rating. Previous wording was no children under 17 admitted. The new wording is no one under 17 and under admitted. 2 comments. The change raised the minimum age for admission from 17 to 18. I guess the NPA was decided that someone who is exactly 17 years of age is too young. Of course, many theaters and video stores are imposing an 18 over age requirement. The new wording does not include the word children, which leads me to wonder what the C and NC-17 stands for. Remember, and the reply is great. Remember, these are guys who used GP for many years as an acronym denoting parental guidance. And then we got back issues. Scratch and dent sale, only $4 a piece. Buy 3, get 1 free. Wish they still had that. There's a lot of these I want. And then we get the fly attacking Cronenberg on the back, baby. Oh man, another video Watchdog. Brought to you by Lazy Man Know You Southern Pecan Ale, the original pecan nut brown ale. All brewed, ale brewed or peanuts. Goes with steak, burgers, chocolate. You want it at 40 degrees, 20 IBU, pint glass, ABV 4.5. It's a little strong. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.